Okay, I just realized that cogently and cohesively putting up a YouTube video that even if it's just a short thought is really, really hard. So I commend the person that I'm talking to. I'm speaking to Big Joel slash Little Joel. I commend you for being able to constantly produce cogent short pieces of material that people can engage with uh, to further social discourse about important things in society. Um, so this is a response to a video. My phone needs to be on silence. This is a response to a video called Men and the Left that Little Joel just posted. Welcome to the left. And I love Little Joel. I love Big Joel. It's now come up on 2 years somehow. It doesn't feel like it's been that long of a time, but that I've been into Big Joel and now Little Joel exists in my life. I couldn't be happier. But so little Joel responded to a tweet by someone named Sid. And Sid said, the reason young men flock to alt-right MRA movements is because the left gives brain dead advice to young men. We need to be more compassionate to them for our own sake. And I can't say that this is a response in earnest, but I will say that this is an additional idea that I thought of before Little Joel posted his response called Men and the Left. I am struggling with a person who, for whatever reason, I ended up engaged with long term, and I don't understand his thought process on how to engage with women appropriately and respectfully in society. Um, I think this person was misled and in turn is just going to mislead, you know, me and other people. They're He's influenced by people like Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate and those people, and I never thought I would be in that situation. But people don't expose their most radical views right off the bat. And it certainly is a slow going process. But so this isn't a response to Little Joel's video in earnest. This is just a blurb about things that I was thinking of before he even posted it. I mean, he posted that like 25 minutes ago. And I think maybe 32 minutes ago, I posted what I was thinking. I mean, it was a very short expanse of time to where I wrote it, finished it, opened up my phone, and saw that Little Joel had already been posting about this concept. And I think it speaks to not that we're in tune, but that there must be something going on in the zeitgeist on a bigger scale that made us both want to talk about this thing and have this discourse. And I love that the end of the discourse for both of us is we like things to end with compassion. Me, Sid, and Little Joel want to focus on the truth so that we can get to this compassion. Or I don't know if I'm saying that right. Y'all correct me. But here's what I wrote moments before I opened the Little Joel video. I said, this is something I was pondering in dealing with my relationship with subject X. I would frequently explain to him that you can't expect to learn anything about women want by listening to other men. So ultimately, this is because I don't see him listening to men with happy wives, only men that are hypersexual and interested in domination, like Andrew Tate or your Kevin Samuel. I began to wonder what their motivation was for giving this advice. I can, through listening to several facets of the conversation, deduce that the men that he's listening to need a market of damaged and confused men in order to peddle their goods and services monetarily. It's an age-old construct. If you fulfill the needs you expose to your market, how can you continue profiting from that need? You can't. So it's much more advantageous of these influencers to sneakily include useless or even hostile directions to their unwitting audience in order to continue to retain engagement or viewership. If they glorify their own lifestyle and never talk about the negative feelings they may internalize because of it, they can convince a whole market of people in search of answers that they are unhappy because they simply don't engage in the behavior of the influencer they are watching. However, most of the men utilizing these services began doing so. Oh, see, this is me supposing. I know little you gonna tear me apart, little Joel, but okay. Most of the men utilizing these services began doing so in order to obtain a happy wife and a fulfilled family and a legacy of which they can be proud. These influencers are hardly advertising what the viewer or consumer initially wanted. They are proposing to them that those things aren't what they truly desired, and then they display a shiny new object for the consumer to desire, a superb form of buck breaking. And if you don't know what buck breaking is, it's common, it's a statement or a phrase used in Black society and Black culture. I do not know if it is used broadly, but that's essentially what they're doing. It's emasculating the men subversively, um, so that they can be used for monetary gain. And so it's a slick deception that is underlying in sales or cultship. Never fully give the target what they want. Instead, guide the desires of the subject to the needs the influencer glorifies. See, I have multiple female partners because I am rich and dominant, and this makes me happy. The thing that you thought would make you happy is a lie. It is a fallacy. You were never meant to desire that thing that you obviously naturally already desired. You're not happy because you should be doing what I am doing, and I am happy. That's what they're selling these young men. But how do we really know that these influencers are happy? They can certainly show the consumer things that they do to pacify themselves, like having lots of cars or having access to sexual gratification from women that are considered conventionally beautiful. And even if they are happy, they have obfuscated the consumer's true desires so much and reinforced the idea that they are fulfilled in a way that the potential target wants to be fulfilled. We won't be able to disengage this social and romantic devastation by insulting the victims of these money-hungry copers that use our men against us. In fact, we should be angry at the grifters and stop punishing the lost souls that ruin their relationships due to this grift. This dance is tricky. How can we expose the nature of these cult-like leaders? I assume that a system of deprogramming is the best tactic. And while it feels like manipulation, it may be the only way to reinvigorate our romantic society. You know, there's lots of things I'm going to explore the next time I talk about this, and I know there's a bunch of problems with it. It was just a blurb, but I think I hit some stuff and I want to see what other people say, or if little Joel or big Joel, if little Joel wants to respond. This is interesting. I like this better than Twitter. I hope it works. I'm copying little Joel's cadence because it's engaging, and I hope he watches this and gives me some kind of feedback.